Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Before we even get started, I wanted to, right off the bat, remind you to please subscribe to my channel if this is not your first time here. It's free to subscribe, so please, if you hit the ring bell, you're notified. I'm notified every time I upload a new episode. You could be notified too. Sometimes I forget, so it's nice to see that 5 minutes ago one of my episodes went live. Today I wanted to talk about, well, what stage of dating would this be? It's actually prep for getting out there and dating, really. I wanted to talk about the fact that the things that attract somebody to you, a man to you, to my gals out there, are not necessarily the things that keep a person. And this may have become more obvious to you being out there dating in your 50s. If this is not your first time dating, if you did it in your 20s or 30s, you'll see that, wow, everything that worked for me back there in my early years as a dater, as a woman out there meeting men, is not necessarily the same this time around. So you will probably recognize that as we talk about it. But also let's discuss how some of these things that we use to attract somebody are not what it takes to keep somebody around. And we may want to be aware of that and use or incorporate some of those things into getting to know someone also. If you think you know what I'm talking about and it seems intriguing at all, stick around. That's what we're going to do right now. I think I felt that this needed to be made by watching other people's videos on dating and some of the things that they encourage women to use to their advantage, or ways that they talk about getting a man to like you or to be with you, and using your femininity, which I definitely think we should tap into all parts of our personality as we get to know somebody and share those as the process moves along. I do believe femininity is important, but I don't believe in traditional roles from the get-go as far as just, being helpless, or I don't really want to get into the masculine and feminine. There is so much of that out there on these interwebs, and that's not where I'm going with this. But I do think I wanted to mention that being sexy, being alluring, being mysterious, being a femme fatale of some type, complimenting a man, these are things that will make a man be interested in you. However, if you don't have stuff to back that up, it's not going to move beyond a certain point. You're going to get stuck at some point. And there are other things that become more important as you're dating somebody and getting to know them. And let's just click through what some of those would be. Sure, it would be nice if somebody worshiped you and idolized you, but most people, if you're meeting up with them, you've already found out that they're looking for the same thing you are, which is a relationship, an equal, a partner, somebody to spend time with, to share this next leg of the journey with. So idolizing and being mystified by somebody is really not going to carry this relationship for the next 30, 40 years. 30, 40 years. We're somewhere in your hundreds, right? Attraction is great, but we need, as adults here looking to share life, somebody who's a little bit more well-rounded than that. Somebody who's still interesting. And these things come up all the time with clients telling me what their priorities are. Men telling me what their priorities are. Do they want somebody they find attractive? 100%. And sometimes they are very, very particular about what that looks like. However, also important is that this person keeps them interested, is somebody who is on a growth journey, who is continuing to learn, who is still spontaneous and wanting to go and do things, not somebody who's willing to just sit on the front porch chit-chatting until the cows come home. So I really think that we need to bring to the table on those first and second dates things that are more interesting than the way we look and a sense of mystery, somebody who they would want to idolize or put on a pedestal. As I've said before, a relationship is going to work best when it's two complete, whole, healthy people with full lives of their own coming together and wanting to share the experience and the journey with another person. So all of those other things have to be in play also. So when they're talking about, finding your queen and finding your king and all this masculine and feminine conversations, I think that really I want my people, my clients, to hear that somebody is looking for someone who treats them well, somebody who is interested in them, somebody who is truly engaged, not selfish or looking for all the attention that maybe some of those qualities we mentioned early on in the conversation, but somebody who's there to get to know them, somebody who's wanting to experience all different kinds of things with this partner as they continue through the dating journey. He needs to be able to see how you are going to fit into his life besides being a person he finds attractive to have on his arm. So show him all those parts to you so that he can see where he fits in and he can see that you are a well-rounded, interesting person that he will be proud to introduce to his friends and his family because you seem to be able to roll with things and think on your feet, and you're open to sharing your sense of humor with people, easy to laugh. These things are more important than some of these things I've seen other dating coaches or matchmakers talking about. And I just wanted to point this out to you that it takes a lot more than a pretty face and a great body to make a relationship last. So a lot of these conversations I'm seeing and people going, yeah, go girl, or yeah, agreeing with that. I'm like, but really? Because that's only going to take you so far. It may get you the date if you're swiping through, a dating app, or if you're, doing a line dance at the country western bar and you're going to catch somebody's attention. But it's not going to last unless you have a bunch more to offer. And I don't think that's really where it's at, to just use some 70s phrase, right? Think about this a little bit. Make a list of the things you have to offer so that you know that you don't have to show this to anybody, but just so you know what you bring to the table, that you can be out there very confidently knowing that you've got your shit together and that you are an interesting person who is a great partner to somebody, who is looking forward to being somebody's cheerleader, teammate, and making somebody else feel special. And don't forget, you love being able to talk about yourself. Give the other person you're dating that same opportunity. Be interested. Encourage them to share their thoughts, their feelings, their stories. A lot of those comments from the men on those videos of what men want, besides saying that they want somebody who's hot, is that they want somebody who makes them feel important. And then I think to myself, well, don't we all, right? So I hope you got the gist of what I'm saying here. I hope that was clear for you. If not, leave a comment down below. I can be more concise, I would imagine, probably in writing. And while you're there, if you would subscribe and hit that ring bell so we can hang out again sometime soon, that would be great. Appreciate you stopping by today, and until next time, have a good one.